Right now, leading our bulletin this hour, Eskom has implemented stage 6 power cuts following the tripping of generation units at Kusile and Kriel power stations. At this stage, it's not yet clear when the stage 6 rolling blackout will end. eNCA reporter Aviwe Mtila as well as Nobesuthu Hejana are visiting various places around Johannesburg as well as Cape Town to see the effect they're having. We're actually joined by Aviwe Mtila right now to give us a sense of how it is in Johannesburg. Aviwe, good morning. Firstly, your experience driving to get just to Randburg. How was it this morning?
Good morning, Mfundo. In fact, I felt like today I was taking Hajra Omaji's job in giving traffic updates. There's a point where it took an hour just to travel 2 kilometers from Greyston Drive going into Sandton, where we had to stop, in fact, and do the 8 o'clock crossing because of the congested traffic there. I can safely tell commuters that no traffic lights are working in and around Sandton, and in fact, avoid the William Nicole Drive because of the congestion there. Now we're in Randburg, and we want to get just the ordinary person on the street and they sense around being on stage 6 load shedding, how they feeling waking up in the darkness. I'm going to start with you, Putlam. Thank you for joining us at eNCA. Your sentiments around stage 6 load shedding.
Stage 6 load shedding, it doesn't really make sense because of it's impacting us a lot. For instance, today I had to wake up, go to gym. At gym there was no electricity. Fine, when I got home there was electricity. So load shedding stage 6, it doesn't make sense because of, I think it is politically motivated. For instance, the president went to the United States. Now and again there is load shedding in stage 6. Now they're saying that he's coming back with urgency to solve load shedding stage 6. It doesn't make sense because, okay, what urgency is he coming? Is he there to come with? What urgency is it there?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me move on. I want to get the ladies that sell on the street to get their sentiments on how business has been impacted. Mama, mangale quickly ngawe nge-load shedding, mama. Ikuphethe njani load shedding?
Load shedding ayintshware gantle. Ke rekisa discounts mo ha ke sa khona go bekela di customer tsa ka kana kwe ke swanetseng ka yona. 2 hours off, 2 hours coming, 2 hours off, 2 hours coming. Le di tsala tsa rena di sa re sa di kry mo phone.
Okay, and then quickly, but it's going to be heightened. Kule vekle load shedding izoza kaningi. Uzo survive njani?
Una lo survive.
Okay, lady saying she won't be able to cope and survive because of the continuous blackouts and the predictions that it will be heightened over the week. She says they can't even bake properly because of the on and off that the power utility is providing. Mama, load shedding, ikuphethe njani wena?
Yo, load shedding yasimoshela uzothi uqovile inhlama yakho u20 lokudle sikuthayisayo eitradeni othi sikhona ukuyiphilisa. Thola ukuthi business ayisahambi ngendlela efaneleyo so besicela nje ukuthi basinakekele basicabangele.
Okay, or pleading with government to please just think about them as they try to make their livings, saying that this load shedding is not sustainable at this stage because it's on and off. They can't even bake. You understand, they're selling your fat cakes on the ground. I just want to get the last word in from this gentleman just around load shedding. But one, thank you for joining us at eNCA. But how has it been? We're on stage 6 load shedding. How has it personally been for you?
Well, stage 6 of load shedding, it's really affecting us because some of us are working on the robots, and now that there's no electricity in the robots, we can't work. That's why we're standing here. We have to give people who are driving cars papers, but then cars don't stop because the robots are not working. And when we come to work, we have to part. But how can you part with the cold water? It's really affecting us, and for the fact that we don't know why there should be stage 6, and at this time it's really angering us. We're really mad.
Really mad, angering this gentleman, Mfundo, the impact of stage 6 load shedding. Let me tell you myself as well. I suffered that spate of load shedding myself. 6 p.m. was when I last had electricity at my place, going to sleep at about 10 o'clock in the evening. I woke up to darkness at 4 a.m. When I woke up in the morning, I had to shower in the dark myself. So those impacts felt right around Mfundo as the continuous blackouts go on, not knowing when they'll come to an end.
No, it's honestly untenable, Aviwe. Let's actually check in with our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana out in Western Cape to find out how residents there are coping with stage 6. Nobesuthu, good morning. What is the sentiment there now that we're on stage 6?
Well, Mfundo, I can tell you that the roads were hectic this morning. The N2 as well as the N1 were jam-packed, understandably so that we are load-shedded in some parts of Cape Town. But as I've heard the traffic report just a few minutes ago, some parts of the Goodwood that were congested this morning, the traffic has eased in that part of the town. But I'm joined by the City of Cape Town's MMC for Energy Councillor, Beverly van Rooyen, just to talk about the issues. Councillor, let's talk about Stage 6. Obviously, it's frustrating for the rest of us. The City of Cape Town has managed to be on Stage 5. Let's just talk about the frustrations currently that the rest of the Capetonians and the country are feeling with Eskom being on Stage 6.
Yeah, thank you very much and good morning. It really is very frustrating, and but I must also just say, Nobesuthu, that it really is very concerning. I mean, at the level that we currently at in terms of Stage 6, the City of Cape Town, and we do everything, in our power to mitigate. And so currently we will do Stage 5 because this is our way of protecting our customers, and quite rightly so. We can't expect anything else from our residents. It's to be frustrated, and in fact, I think it's an understatement. They are angry. Our businesses are suffering, jobs are being lost. We all know, what that impact is. It's just so dire, and so I do believe and I hope that with the President returning to South Africa, that he will do everything to ensure that we have electricity, and we cannot continue in this fashion with Stage 6 at the moment.
Let's talk about some of the interventions, because I understand the Premier yesterday held a meeting with different stakeholders in the province. For now, they don't have plans to go forth, but they did issue out some tips on how people can, at home, sort of like minimize the use of electricity by switching off certain appliances that aren't used. So let's talk about some of the interventions that the city would like to see happen now.
Yeah, look, we do encourage residents to use less electricity, and obviously also, where possible, to rather put the geysers on 60 degrees. And also, if they are able to switch it off, please do so. It's important because we all need to save electricity. We all have a role to play, and so it's really important. That we pull together, because we are all in this. We must pull together. So please, all Cape Townians, make sure that you save electricity, because it's the only way. That we are, in fact, going to save this country.
Sure. And I understand that the city does make use of the Steenbras water plant. Let's just talk about, have we experienced any sort of like exhaustion from that side? And obviously the city trying to also buy power from independent producers. Let's just talk about those elements that we know that the city is trying to use as interventions.
Again, yes, the city. In fact, Steenbras wasn't necessarily under pressure, but I think that I have previously explained. How the Steenbras, how it operates in terms of our lower dam and our upper dam, and in order for us to mitigate, we need to pump water back to the upper dam in order for us to be in a position, to mitigate. So yes, Steenbras is more than likely operational today, and it's for that reason that we are able to mitigate one stage, and we will possibly also use the gas turbines in order to mitigate and see how we can assist, because we need to do, again, everything in our power to protect our customers. And so, just repeat your next question again, please.
Okay. Now, let's just talk about, going forward, because we're not sure how long the Stage 6 is planned for. So what are some of the current interventions that the city is planning to put in use? Are we meeting the national department? What are some of the interventions currently?
Look, I mean, we previously also mentioned, and you would have heard the Executive Mayor, Jordan Hill-Lewis, talking about the independent power producers. And so we're really wanting the private partners, to come in order for us to purchase, power, because that's another way of protecting, or would be another way of protecting. And so that process, obviously, it's ongoing, as well as we have a pilot in terms of wheeling. And so there are quite a number of, packages, that we as a city, that we look at. And hopefully, that will assist us. And yes, I know that, many people say that it's a very ambitious plan by the Executive Mayor and the City of Cape Town. But you know what? Ambitious we will be, and we will win this battle.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Well, Mfundo, that was the Energy MMC in the City of Cape Town, Councillor Beverly van Rooyen, just talking about some of the interventions that the city would like to see happen, especially when it comes to making use of the independent power producers to ensure that the City of Cape Town is off-grid of Eskom, but not entirely, because it's something that needs to be approved by the national government. But we know that the city is working hard in ensuring that it maintains that, and also talking about that we will remain on stage 5. Those are the customers that are supplied by the City of Cape Town. But unfortunately, for those who are relying on Eskom, they will have to be on stage 6, unfortunately. And also talking about the impact that this has on businesses and the frustrated residents across the country, as well as some of Cape Townians.
No more seriously impacting the economy negatively. Nobesuthu, will leave it there for now. That's a report on Nobesuthu Hejana out in the Western Cape for us, and as well as Aviwe Mtila out in Randburg.